Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K, Karla's Catch-up episode number 2. This is a new format that we started last week. You're not going to end up with weekly videos. It just worked out really well this week and I wanted to try and do a few things. I want to share my whips with you. I want to talk about planning, organizing, and definitely share the haul because Karla has haul again. Don't judge. So I want to welcome all the new subscribers. Thank you for all your comments on last week's video that you liked the new format. I appreciate that feedback. Also, Samantha's usually here. She's not here. So that's why we started Karla's Catch-up as part of the Craft Addict K Floss Tube channel. Because when Samantha can't be here, I can at least still come in, catch up with you, tell you what's going on, share with you what I've been doing. So this week, it's Veterans Day was this week. So thank you to all your veterans that are out there, both prior and currently serving. Most of you know that follow me. My husband and I are both veterans and my daughter is currently deployed. So we do come from a line of veterans on my side of the family. My dad, my uncle. So it's definitely a calling for us to serve our country, regardless of what condition we find ourselves in. So, today is November 13th. It is a Saturday. It might be Sunday before I get this posted, but it's Saturday when I'm recording. And if you, Tanya, I heard from you. I have your package. It was sent out yesterday, so you should get it next few days. I also sent the giveaways from previously that reached out to me. You should already have them by now. So if you don't, please let me know. I got my handy dandy little STITCHY notebook to help keep me in check as to what we're doing. And if you don't have your coffee, get your coffee. I love this cup. I don't know where I got it, but it says, "I'm not weird. I'm a limited edition." And on the inside, it says "one of a kind." So, I have my coffee. You feel free to get your coffee. And we're going to sit for a bit and talk. So, let's see where we can start with. Sorry, I'll try not to say so much. Last night, we did a No New Starts 2022 question and answer live event, which was fantastic. So many people were able to get onto Zoom. Some of them, it was their first time ever into a Zoom room. And even after we did the live event, many of you stayed and stitched clear up till midnight whenever I had to get off. But I know that there will be more that were on throughout the night because that's usually Aussie hour for the Australians. And those other countries that are outside the United States tend to get on it in the middle of the night and during the day. There's a melding of many different nationalities that are in there and stitching and talking about food and quests and challenge groups that you're in and just motivating each other to do more stitches. I was really excited to see a personal friend of mine, Teresa came to one of Samantha and I's. We were going to do a stitch event at our local Panera. We were trying to meet local stitchers, and Teresa drove up from Pittsburgh to stitch with Samantha and I. And at the time, she thought I was crazy in all these groups, and I was really tickled last night when she told me that she has gotten into the Dynasty of Dragons Facebook group and has been involved with the stitching there, and was amazed at how much more stitches she was getting done in a day. And she had a day high of 800 stitches, and she was really happy with that, and I'm so proud of her. So that's kind of the point when you join challenge groups, is to push you a little bit, not to overwhelm you. And if you're in a group that's overwhelming or they're demanding too much of you, then you're in the wrong group. So look around. There's lots of groups out there. Ask people that are in challenge groups to tell you about them. I have some groups that I'm in that are easy, low-key, like Pirates Ahoy is a very low-key Facebook group. You cross-stitch, you're on a ship, it's a team event, and you stitch from destination to destination, and then you might land, you might come against other pirates and have to stitch, but it's definitely more relaxed than versus maybe, like I think right now Semi-Sane is doing a dodgeball event that's more intense. So there's different levels, different types of groups, different levels of intensity. So ask some people that are in your group, like that you talk to, you know, what their thoughts are before joining a group. Do they think that it's something that would challenge you? Do they think that it's something that might be hard to pick up at first? You know, as a new member, for lack of a better word, as a new member joining challenge groups and understanding how challenge groups work, it's hard to jump in not knowing anything and not having some resources or some support around you. And I'm really tickled that there's so many Zoom rooms out there with people that do challenges and they do support you. Fun Day is a great group that was started as a spin from the 24-hour cross stitch, I understand. Great group of women in there that are not all of them do challenges, but they are definitely supportive of challenge groups and the lingo of the challenge groups. Same thing, Virtual Stitchers. No New Starts 2021 has a Zoom room, and No New Starts 2022, it's the same Zoom room. Remember, come January 1st, end of December, that group will close. So if you want to join the No New Starts 2022, I personally feel like it is a no stress group. There are expectations, but they're not expectations that aren't doable. And if you want to know more about the group, just keep watching the No New Starts 2022 videos that are coming out. Watch the homework videos that are put out by Shady Tree Stitchers. And so what else can I tell you? I know that the No New Starts 2021 has had games like Scrabble that has been, it's not compulsory, you don't have to do it, but when you do participate, you earn raffle entries. And we are getting close to the end of the year that we will be closing that group and starting to clean up everything and get our raffle drawings done and all the things sent out so that we can start fresh with our No New Starts 2022. And we have all kinds of things going on there, especially my travel event, which I'm really excited about. But I'm not going to talk about that today, because today it's about the whips and it's about the haul and it's about getting organized. So let's start down that organization path. Let's talk about honorable mentions. I'm going to start off by saying I wanted to shout this person out last week, Yankee Creek Stitcher. She has a floss tube channel and she quilts, she cross stitches, she's super organized. She has a video regarding her floss wall and how she stores her fancy floss. I'm going to insert a picture here because I took her idea and I did the same thing with my floss and I absolutely love it. I am more inclined and have been inclined as I've been hitting up my projects for 2022 to utilize my fancy floss and my hand-dyed flosses more so and substitute them into patterns because I can see it. I know what colors I need, and when I see what it is in DMC, if it's a big section in my chart, I may pull something off of my floss wall. So I want to thank the Yankee Creek Stitcher for sharing her whole how she did that. I will put a link in the description box below for that specific video. But I'm telling you, I absolutely love it. So, and if I can insert a picture, I'll put it in here. So, I also have a Google document, like a Google spreadsheet that I have listed all of the names of my floss and the dyers because different dyers are not always the same color. Time for Gentle Arts may not be the same color as time for Weeks Dye Works, so that's very important to know. Plus, I can go through and look and see if I have it, if I'm looking for a specific color and know right where it's at. I followed Yankee Creek Stitcher to a T. So the other person I'm going to shout out is EJ from Sunshine Stitchers, because EJ asked if I would do a video showing my happy planner for this year. I did one for last year, and so that pushed me this week to get things together and organized. So at the end of this video, if we don't rattle on too long, I will attach my this 2022's happy planner, how I have organized myself for my challenges, and we'll talk about that. If this video is too long, I might make it 2 separate videos and post one later on this week. But let's talk whips. All right. So whips are fun. First whip, and these are the whips I've worked on this week. And let me just pull out my current Happy Planner and tell you, so I know this is November today. Let's see, kind of how much I stitched. So, wow, I did a lot. No, I read that wrong. All right, so Phantom of the Opera is up first. You have been seeing Phantom. I will put a picture here. We are near the brown book, or have been putting the brown book in, and this is where we are. I have put over 1,000 stitches, about 1,100 stitches into Phantom. I'm all over in this area. There's a book here, but Phantom is coming out. He's like right in this area. Love this stitch. I am 30% done, I believe. This only comes over a few more blocks. I think right here, we're about at the end. And then once I get this all filled in, it'll be to move the Q-snap and come down to the lower part. So there is Phantom. A lot of people are stitching this. I'd like to think I enabled some of you. And it has I always talk about the Garon, Ronnie and Gary, has my grime guard cover on here. It is an 11 by 17 Q-snap. I use both Q-snaps and scroll rods, and I have it in my traveling bag. And I like to show you because it does fit. My floss is in here as well. Sometimes I put my floss with the project. Sometimes I pull the floss from my master set. So just depends on what stage of stitching I was at the time. And this is one of my earlier projects. And I'm hoping, I think, I can get this to a finish in 2022. Don't quote me, because I got a lot of projects that have taken up seat for that role in 2022. But I think I'm going to finish that one. The other project I worked on this week was Cinnamon Stars. And Cinnamon Stars, I did 400 stitches. Cinnamon Stars, oh, there we go, is Plum Street Sampler. This is my working copy. This is one of my Zombie Run pieces that I use for Daily 30. That I replaced one of my finishes that I've had in the last couple months. So 400 stitches done on it. And this is where I'm at. Started the white up in here. It called for ecru, but with this fabric, that is not feasible. And this is a linen, and I did not write it down here. Well, let me just tell you. I have a handy dandy notebook. This has all of my S-Word Designs project cards. I punched a hole and put them into a Happy Planner that I cut down to size. Let me see if I can find it. Cinnamon Stars is on 32 count flax Belfast linen. So I've not been keeping up with the days. I need to go back through this year and fill those out, but I do have the information. I write things down into my Happy Planner, and then I do put them on a computer spreadsheet so I can track them by month how much stitches I did. So there is Cinnamon Stars. All right, and another one of Garon's beautiful project scroll rods. Again, 11 by 17 Q-snap. And this was, I believe, a bag of the month. I was in the bag of the month for a while. I had to drop. I did it for a year, and then I had to drop because of I wanted to get more fabric for stitching. So, and he does have a wait list. So if you are interested in the bag of the month, he does have a wait list. If they do periodically do sales, I believe today, November 13th, Saturday, of 2021, there is a sale that goes on at 2 o'clock today. They go fast, but don't hesitate. If you can't be on at 2 o'clock, check later, because there may be some left that people hadn't gotten yet, but they don't typically last long. This is my red truck bag, and this is the Garon toten bags. Whoop, there we go. their card, and on the back I used my label maker to put what was actually in the bag because Ronnie told me to. And my third whip for this week is the gnome. This was an Etsy pattern from Dana's Pattern. It's an Etsy shop. Sorry. And this is and it's just called Gnome. I just think he's cute as can be, sitting in his chair with his hearts. And I have this on a Fabric Flare whitewashed board fabric. I have two projects. It does not require scroll rods, but because it's a no new starts project, I started them both on the same fabric. I finished my other project on the other side of the fabric, and rather than cutting it, I put this on this side of the fabric. It's a long story, but let me tell you that it will be cut away as soon as December 13th rolls around. This is where I am. So I made it to his glasses, got part of his face going, his hat for the most part. Got to fill in some of his hearts on his hat, but that's where I'm at so far with that. And that is also a zombie run piece, and I have completed about 500, 600 stitches on it. So another 200 stitches this month to get me another mile, because I run as a human in zombie run, and that's 400 stitches. So there's that. So thank you for letting me share my whips with you. I hope you're not disappointed. And that you saw something that you liked. So you know what comes after whips. And that's only 3 for this week. That's not bad. I'm used to the month-long, like all the things. Because it does take me a while when Samantha and I do a wrap-up at the end of the month when I show everything I stitched on for the month. So I want to talk haul. So last week I talked about the scroll wraps. And actually, let me pull this back over here. I talked about Aaron's wraps. I have some. I got 3. I got this one, which is a flamingos. It's a 28 inch. I have been saying 23 was the widest they went, but it's actually a 28 inch, which is nice. I have bigger scroll rods, but the 28 inch works. So I wanted to show you. See, this has this Velcro. Again, there's 2 spots inside that has the Velcro, so you can go 2 different widths if you have wider end bars. Okay, so I can open this up, and I'm going to just use this as an example. You know, we have our project. We're going to lay our project inside. I'm just leaning it so you can see it. This might not be I guess it is somewhat the right size for this. See, I'm going to put this up. I'm going to take this one over, and I don't have my bars loose. Let me loosen up my bars here, because I usually take the tension off. So there we go. And it's time to take it out. I just took it off of my Lowry stand today. Okay. So I wanted to show you this is the wrap on the bars. So this may stay with this set of bars and side bars. It might stay with it. Okay. But what if I finish that project? Then what do? Well, I wanted to show you, because part of my haul this week is that I ordered some more Omnic frames, and I wanted to, more Omnic scroll rods. So here is one of them, Omnic, let's see, however you want to say it or however you pronounce it. I ordered it directly from the factory. When I searched it, it comes up online, Omnic factory. And I ordered a couple of different sizes. So in my preparation for next year, I have some really big projects. So I wanted more than one super big. It's like 40 inches long. This one is not. I don't remember how. This is probably, I'm going to say 28 inches. So the same wrap, as you can tell. And all I'm doing is so my project is finished. All I'm doing is I'm going to roll this up. See, I'm rolling it up. And Ronnie, being the smart guy that he is, gave us, let me untie the bow. There we go. He's got little, what you hear clanking are these little metal kind of bells at the bottom of the fabric. Ribbons. So he gave you ribbons, so you can take this, and you can take the one, and you can take this one, and you can, I'm trying to do this and hold it up in the air for you, but you can tie it around your scroll rods, like so. And now, this is ready for your next project. You've got your cover, everything's all together, it's ready to be stored. So that's what I meant when I talked about last week in my last week's video. So I wanted to show you the difference. So, and why you got the little gold strings. Okay. So thank you, Ronnie. I love it. He says, you do like pink flamingos, right? I got 2 other ones. And I didn't take them out of the plastic. And I'm not going to take them out of the plastic. They're 28-inch. Scroll rod covers, because one of these may become a giveaway item for the No New Starts 2022 or a raffle. Maybe, no promises. But I have the penguins, and how cute are those, and the polar bears. Penguins and polar bears. And I also, and they're both 28-inch, because I have big projects. I went with the biggest ones they offer. I love this one. And it didn't photograph well, Ronnie, I'm going to tell you, because I didn't realize, I know it was called postage stamps, but I don't think I realized that it had all the states. So if you can see that, there's Kansas. Look at Delaware with that little doll, and the snowman for Colorado. There's Idaho, Rhode Island. So there's Oklahoma. I love Cardinals. So anyways, I just thought there's Montana. It's got to have, there's a Mississippi on the front. Pennsylvania, that's where I'm from. There's a train. So really love this fabric. So if you're thinking about it, don't think too long, because they will be gone. So those are my purchases from Garon Studio. I am still not done. I got on Amazon. And I found this floss holder. And it was relatively cheap. I thought it was less than $5. And so I got it, because it may go into my smalls giveaway for StitchCon. But can you see? There's birds. It's 1 to 32. It holds 32 flosses. You put the, it's wooden, but you put your floss in there and put it with your project. I thought it was really neat and interesting. So it's called a bird thread organizer, if you want to see the packaging, if you're interested. I did see it on Amazon. I don't know why it just popped up into my feed, because you know they probably track me and what I'm doing, but I liked it. I thought somebody else would like it, so it is probably going to be, I ordered 2, so there might be one as a giveaway. Or not as a giveaway, but as a raffle for the No New Starts 2022. And the other one is probably going to go into my smalls exchange for StitchCon. Then, remember me talking last week about Anzac? I have to pull this back out. That my friend from Australia was sending me some goodies from Australia for this pattern called Anzac. Sorry, I'm trying to... I usually have my camera on this side, and for some reason today it's over here, and I'm not sure why. I set it up wrong. It's my fault. But there's Anzac. And remember, I showed you the thread that I was going to be using for it. It's 3808 DMC Kona thread. Well, I got a package, and I wanted to share. I'm so excited about this fabric. So I'm going to show it to you. This is from Paddock Lane Designs, and the colorway that I asked for was, I just said, can you dye something from Australia for my Anzac to start in 2022 from my friend in Australia that says Australia to you. She did dye a couple different ones, sent me pictures, asked me which one I liked. Guess what I went with? And she has since named it Neapolitan something related to ice cream. But it's got the Red Sea, it's got the sands in the blue. So all of those colors is going to have this pattern. I think it's going to look fantastic. And we're going to be using this color. I think, let me just fold this in half, because I think that's going to be perfect. I'm really excited. This is probably one of my starts I'm most excited to get started on for 2022. It is definitely one I'm really excited to get started on. So, since I now have my fabric, I can put that into my project bag with my pattern, because I have my pattern on Pattern Keeper. I just have my cover photo and my floss. And this is ready to go. Now I'll probably take some lengths off of that floss and put it into a floss drop with that project before I put it away, but I just wanted to show it to you because I was really excited. While I was there, she sent me a couple others, and this was one of the ones that she had dyed the same time she dyed the Neapolitan, and I liked it, so I purchased it from her shop and asked her to send it to me with the shipment. And this is a 28 count Evenweave, and I'm not sure what the name is. Maybe if Lisa's watching this, she'll comment below on if there's a name for this one. Not sure. But definitely am excited. That one's really, I just think it's interesting. It has a lot going on. Not sure what pattern will go on it, but I liked the dye job. So, and we have Dusty that she has sent me, which I think I'm going to change up a fabric from my Little House. If this is the right size, I haven't checked yet, but I might put my Little House Neighborhood on this fabric instead. And that's pretty true to color, and it's called Dusty. And I think she's got it marked as a 28 count Evenweave, so I'm going to check and see. I think it will fit, and I do like the color. So that one is definitely a contender. When I pull that Little House out, I just need to see if it's big enough piece, but I like that. Okay. Not only did she send me those fabrics, which I am so tickled with, and again, here's her card. It's Paddock Lane Design. She is from Australia. Shipping from Australia is, she can ship out. I cannot ship to her right now because of their restrictions with the COVID and all the things, but definitely reach out to her. She does have an Etsy shop. She is one of the admins of No New Starts 2022, and you can find her many times in a Zoom room somewhere, and she's happy to talk and show her fabrics. If you have something specific you're looking for, she was happy to dye that for me. And I know a couple people that have reached out and have purchased from her too as well. So on top of that, she also sent me, because I've been telling her I like her, she has some floss drops, so she sent me some little floss drops that I could play with. The punch that I use is a bit bigger. These are from her card, like little cards. She sent me some. I'm really excited. They're a little bit smaller, so I want to test them out. She does sell floss drops. I think it's like $5 for, I don't know, 20 some of them. I'm not sure. But they're on her website, so on the Etsy shop, Paddock Lane Design, so take a look. She is on there, and she's also Shady Tree Stitchers on Floss 2. Excuse me. She also sent me this cute frog needle minder. So how cute is that? That was also in the package. I'm going to put him over here. And not to be undone, Lisa always says, is there something that you want from Australia that maybe you can't get in the States? And I know I can get some Tim Tams in the States, but I haven't seen them around in my area for a while. So she sent me a pack of Tim Tams, and I was good. I have not even opened these yet. I can't say that they will survive the night. This one is called Kensington Pride Mango and Cream. I don't know. I like mango. I'm definitely a fruity person. And then she sent me the original Tim Tams, and this is like chocolate and chocolate, heaven and chocolate. So this one is a family pack. I will share it with Samantha and Nestor, my husband Nestor, but I can't tell you that they are going to get any of the mango ones, but I will share the chocolate with them. I think that's pretty giving of me, don't you? All right, and the last of my haul is just today. My husband and I went to Hobby Lobby. We went to Ohio. It's about half hour, 45 minutes for me. And I got a few things. So one of the things I got, I was struggling with, and I wasn't going to show it, and then I decided I am going to show it. Because I was struggling with my needle minders and what to do with them. And if you can kind of see right in here, behind my head, you can only see part of it. My sister had made me a frame many years ago, and it has like a tin inside of it it's magnetized. So I do have a bunch of needle minders on that, but I wanted something that was more portable that I could, one, have by my stitching spot, and two, be able to take to StitchCon or any place if I just wanted to set up my needle minders and have it be multifunctional. So when I was at Hobby Lobby, they were having a 50% off sale. So in my mind, that is buy one, get one free, Carla. That's what that is. And they had, I think they're called book holders. So I wanted to show you. This is the back. Has a little metal thing here. Okay. Has a little ledge, and it is a book holder, but as you can see, I started putting some needle minders on there. Some of those I made, some of those I purchased. You can see my frog from Lisa on there. And see if I can set this up here. It sets up so you can see, right? So I could, and since it's buy one get one free, I bought two. So my plan is, as I'm making needle minders to take with me to StitchCon, I'm going to have that in a certain spot in my craft area. The ones that I am keeping for me and utilizing, I'm going to have near my stitching spot that's up that I can see. And some people have gifted me some beautiful needle minders, and they're on a pattern board, but you can't see them, and I want to be able to see them. Or they're on my arm of my light. If you've been in Zoom with me, you can see all of my needle minders going down the metal bar in my light. It's just not enough for me. So it's an idea. I liked it because I thought when I go to StitchCon, I can fold the back, I can lay it down in my suitcase, I can put my needle minders on top that I want to trade with others, because they do a needle minder trade at StitchCon, and it's portable. I'll be driving myself. I don't know that this may set off a metal detector if you're flying. I don't know. But I wanted to share that. And because I was on Fun Day yesterday, and I saw Michelle was in there crocheting away. I used to crochet. I kind of miss it some days, but I've been looking for a project that I could take to work, because I really can't take stitching, cross stitch to work, because I just don't get the time. By the time I get everything set up, it's time to be done. And I saw her, and she told me that Hobby Lobby was having 30% off on yarn. So I got some yarn today, and I already had my crochet needles. I went and found them, pulled them out. And I thought, I can take a ball of yarn with me and work something during my lunch break in my car. It's getting cold here. Just to get a break away from the desk, to just take a break away. And sometimes you need that mental break, and still be doing something crafty that, for me, I won't have to think too hard about it once I do the pattern once or twice. So I'm not going to show you all my yarn, because I don't know that anybody wants to see all of that. But they had a 30% off sale. And so, you know, I got the yarn sugar wheel yarn bee, because there's an infinity scarf that I thought would make great gift idea for my staff if I can figure out how to crochet it and follow the pattern and be able to do it in time for the holidays. So I've got those two. I picked up some purples and pinks, and it's got all these great colors. So look, I said I wasn't going to show you, but I must have liked this one because I got two of them. And there's a couple more that when I picked this up, they fell out of the bag. So that is my haul. So I think that's enough for this week. I know I have packages coming. I've ordered fabrics and some patterns that aren't here yet. I purchased a pattern from Garwan Studios that I saw the other day. I got on looking for Crochet blending filament, which, by the way, seems like everybody is sold out of Crochet blending filament. So whoever's hoarding it away, if you want to share that, it seems to be tucked somebody. It's all out of stock. But I did find some. I take it back. I bought the last 3 that they had at Stony Creek. So I'm just waiting for your order has been shipped, because I needed it for Phantom of the Opera. I needed it for my Sunday Delight. And I'm sure there'll be other projects along the way that I'm going to need that for. So I do have some things on order, and maybe that'll be in our wrap up at the end of the month. I do think our next video won't be until Thanksgiving weekend. So I think that's all I have as far as hauls, whips, and all of the things. Showed you my floss storage organization, hanging my floss up. I do have a floss storage video that I did when I first started a long time ago. I use Annie keepers now. It fits into a file box, but I also use a lot of Floss Drops. So, and I make my own. I did a video last Christmas time about how to make your own Floss Drops. Feel free to look for that. If I think about it, I'll link it below. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about planning for 2022 and how I'm organized for 2022, and hopefully give you some ideas as well. See you soon. Okay, so I kind of lied. Didn't really lie, but I was planning on doing the planner video and attaching it to this week's catch-up, but I realized this week I had a lot of talking I did, so we are going to do the planner video in the next few days. You will see it come out shortly. So I wanted to just make sure I said what happened and to tell everybody happy stitching. I hope to see you in Zoom and in the groups and the challenges, and I love seeing all your posts on Facebook. So without making this video any longer than it has to be for just one of me, I'm going to say happy stitching. Bye. Bye, everybody. Take care.